Hello, we're back for our first round of Top Cut here at Second Turtle Play for our last mid-season. And we got Tommy Spencer versus Joe Ganier. Joe we've seen on stream before, Tommy we haven't, and I didn't even really see Tommy's team before. But Joe again with that dual weather with the Pelipper, Venusaur, Grimmsnarl, Archaludon, and the Mega Swampert, and the Mega Charizard. And Tommy, we have Pelipper, Archaludon, Sneasler, Espathra, and Mega Dragonite and Mega Lopunny. Two Megas we haven't seen both in a while, or I think on stream, on stream, and in a very long time. I don't know, this is going to be a really interesting matchup. Tommy's team is going to be really silly to play. And, this team is really silly. We've seen the Espathra stuff in the past and have decent success with potentially Calm Mind Baton Pass, but also seeing Lopunny just being able to do a lot of damage really fast. And we're going to see Tommy's lead of Sneasler, D-Knight, and Venusaur and Charizard from Joe. And this is going to be a really interesting spot. We could see, Fake Out's really obvious here from the Sneasler, but it depends on whether it wants to go into the Charizard or the Venusaur. And we're going to see the Dragonite Mega immediately. Sorry, my concentration got thrown. And Dragonite, we're going to see Charizard Protect here, presumably just to stall out to see what the Dragonite does. We're going to see Venusaur Protect here. We're also going to see that just burn the Fake Out and stall out to see what Dragonite does. See Sneasler Fake Out. We're going to see Dragon Pulse going into the Venusaur slot. Okay. But now, Charizard Venusaur, I mean, now is the time for Charizard to just, Mega, and then Venusaur can just start Sleep Powdering, probably the Dragonite. That's the biggest threat in the field right now. Sure, Sneasler is a problem, but it's pretty easy to manage. It's not nowhere near as well. We're going to see Dragonite Protect here. And then we're going to see whatever Sneasler does. We're going to see Sleep Powder going into that Dragonite slot. Yep. Dragonite protecting itself. We're going to see Poison Jump going into the Venusaur, doing a good chunk of damage. And we're going to see Heat Wave come out into the Dragonite protecting itself, of course. Not going to be able to do it, but hitting the Sneasler. Sneasler not going to be... Ooh, Sneasler just barely hanging on. Oh, wait, it's Focus Sash. I would have done that anyways. But actually, now that's really big. Sneasler doesn't get the Unburden proc. And, now it's very weak to whatever Venusaur does. Venusaur can very easily just hit it with, with just, a Sludge Powder or maybe even a Leaf Storm. But, I'm not sure what this Dragonite... What you can do here. Venusaur swapping out. That's good. Being able to save itself. Archaludon coming in. Dragonite swapping out. Pelipper coming in. We're gonna see what. We're gonna see Poison Jab going into that. What would have been that Venusaur into that Archaludon. Archaludon not taking anything. We're gonna see Hurricane coming out into the Pelipper. Pelipper not being able to survive, but we do see Rain going up anyways. Ooh. We're going to see what Tommy brings back in here. This might be that Dragonite just to try and get some damage into Archaludon. But we're going to see Tommy's Archaludon coming in here. Now, We're gonna have to call out like some pretty safe swaps. Okay, Tommy swapping out his Sneasler for that Dragonite. Charizard and Joe swapping out his Charizard into the Grimmsnarl. Okay. And we're gonna see Joe's Archaludon going first, getting that Electro Shot, presumably going into the Sneasler slot, which is now the Dragonite slot, which is not going to take a whole lot just because of multi-scale. Not taking a whole lot, but now we're going to see Tommy's Archaludon getting its boost, its Electro Shot, and that has to be going into the Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl not going to like taking this at all. Yeah, that's a really good chunk of change there, but at the cost of now both of these Archaludons are at +1 special attack. Not gonna be... And like, if it comes down to a 1v1 with either of them, it's gonna probably be Joe, just because Joe can very easily just set up Light Screen here and then get Archaludon in a very good position here. Light Screen coming out from that Grimmsnarl. Dragon Pulse going into Archaludon. Archaludon not taking a lot of damage there. Stamina going off. This isn't going to matter because the only physical thing is really Sneasler. See Electro Shot come out again. Probably going into that Dragonite, getting another boost. Dragonite almost certainly not going to be able to survive this. Ooh, going into the Archaludon. Not doing a whole lot, but still a good, doing a really nice chunk into that Archaludon. But and now it's just two staple removers fighting each other with pulses. And I don't know, because now Joe can very easily just start parting shot with the Archaludon. Very weird spot here. Sure, Joe's Archaludon is a lot more chipped, but it still has Light Screen. It has 2 boosts, and we can absolutely just see a party shot going into that Dragonite. Yeah. Dragonite going down to -1 special attack. We're going to see probably Charizard coming back in here. Maybe Venusaur, but there's not really a good reason for it. So, yeah, we're going to see Charizard come back in here. Sun goes away, or Rain goes away. Here comes Sun. Dragonite going for Hurricane into the Charizard that misses. Ooh, and we're going to see Dragonite go down to the Dragon Pulse. And we're going to see Electro Shot. Ooh. Just either coming back in for Tommy. This is a very clear, just 2 protects from Joe's side. Here comes Charizard protecting. Archaludon may be protecting here, yeah, just to prevent a potential fake out Dragon Pulse double up. Oh wait, no, that's right. Yeah, Charizard is, or Archaludon is locked into Electro Shot, and does not. It is not able to get that that Electro Shot out and do damage. We're gonna see close combat going to that Archaludon. The Archaludon's at... Ooh, yeah, it's got... It's got a couple of stamina boosts, but like that's really close. That is unfortunate. And we're gonna see Weather Ball into the Archelodon. Archelodon going down. Unfortunately, Sneasler goes down here through a Dragon Pulse. And now, and that was a really good game one from Joe. A really almost good setup from from Tommy. Trying to set up, not being able quite to. Unfortunately, relying on weather into a dual weather team. Like having rain. Joe. I mean, having a clear rain mode into a dual weather team with a sun team or sun mode that activates at a weird timing just because of how Mega interacts with swaps makes it really tricky to play around. I think there is a way through. You just have to try to. It would be fun to try and see the Spathra try to get set up and get going, but I don't know if there's really a way there, just because of the Grimmsnarl. The Grimmsnarl can very easily just shut that down with parting shots, and just even though you get some special defense boosts and some speed boosts out of it, you can still lose a lot of special attack from from that Grimmsnarl, and lose a lot of damage potential from that on top of like a light screen. But we're gonna see the Espathra and the Sneasler from Tommy, and we're gonna see the same lead of Charizard and Venusaur from Joe. This could also just be a very good play of like Fake Out and Lumina Crash into the Venusaur to just call out like the same turn that happened last time. Or you could just call that Joe is going to double protect again and go for, we're going to see just straight up damage here from both. We're going to see Venusaur get the flinch. We're going to see a Spathra Calm Mind. And now we're going to see Heat Wave go into doing quite a lot to that Sneasler. No burns. We're going to see a Spathra take quite a bit just because of that. Being really safe because of that special defense boost. And now we're going to see Spathra get that speed boost. Now it effectively has one Quiver Dance. And we could very easily just see Protect again. And Sneasler maybe going for like another a Poison Jab into the Venusaur. Or maybe something to try and chip the Charizard a little bit. But, or we could just see a Spathra just Baton Pass out here anyways, but we're not going to. We're going to see a Spathra Protect and Sneasler protecting here. You're going to stall out Sun for a turn. We're going to see Venusaur Sludge Bomb into the Sneasler. Spathra going up to +2 speed now. Might be enough to outspeed that Venusaur. Probably enough to outspeed that Venusaur. And we're going to see what the Spathra chooses to do here. Because it could just go for a Lumina Crash into the Venusaur to be able to take it out. Or maybe even Baton Pass into maybe the Dragonite. But you do have to be careful of Venusaur just being able to sleep better whatever you bring in. But we're gonna see the Lumina Crash into the Venusaur. Venusaur does not like that. Venusaur goes down here. And now we're gonna see Poison Jab go into the Charizard, doing a little under half, and we get to see the poison, so that is effectively, I think, a little over half, just because of how the math works out. We're gonna see Hurricane go into the Sneasler. Sneasler going down here. And now it's a very interesting. This is a very interesting board state to see what Espathra does. Now that it's a +3, you could probably pretty safely baton pass out and give those boosts to something else, or we could see, just try to go for the Calm Mind and call like the Charizard switch off if this is Pelipper in the back. Yeah, where it is, Pelly. And here comes Archaudon from Dio. This could very easily just be another Calm Mind from the Espathra and like a Weather Ball into the Charizard slot. Or I don't know what this Pelipper has. Okay, it doesn't have Weather Ball, but it could be. It could be a Weather Ball. I think Weather Ball is probably the best lock here for Pelipper, and then and then whenever Charizard comes back in, you do have a really strong decently strong Weather Ball into the Archaudon too. And we're gonna see Tommy swap out Pelipper here for Dragonite. Okay. And we're gonna see Charizard swap out. Grimmsnarl. We're gonna see Lumina Crash go into the Archaudon. That actually makes a lot of sense here. I like that play a lot. Make Archaudon a lot easier to break through, especially now that but we're gonna see the Electro Shot. That's probably going into the slot that was the Pelipper's. We're gonna see it go into the Espathra, doing quite a bit, but not being able to break that just because of that +1 special defense. And now we have Espathra at like +5 speed, but it can't really touch the Grimmsnarl, and it's not really in a great position to pass off these boosts to anything, because Archaudon could very easily just Electro Shot the Espathra slot along, and if it goes into the Pelipper, that is Pelipper just gone. Like, even at +1 special defense, Pelipper is not going to be able to survive an +2 Electro Shot. We're gonna see Dragonite swap out here. Maybe we're seeing the Baton Pass finally, just to try to get Espathra out. We're gonna see Archaudon leave the field. We're gonna see Charizard come in. This might be a light screen. This might be a parting shot from the Grimmsnarl. And we're gonna see Espathra Baton Pass. So that leads me to believe that this is probably a Spirit Break into the Espathra. Probably, and this is absolutely Dragonite coming back in. So this is Dragonite at +1 special attack, special defense, and like +4 speed. We're gonna see the Spirit Break come in, go into the Dragonite. Dragonite not taking a whole lot, taking a decent chunk, but saving itself from taking a whole lot of damage from that because of that multi-scale. And now Dragonite is the fastest thing on the field with pretty good bulk and a Pelipper that can just start Weather Balling again to save itself from damage. To be able to do a large amount of chip to that Grimmsnarl. Or potentially the Archaudon if it swaps in. We're gonna see. We're gonna see Pelipper swap out. Here comes Espathra back in, just to be able to have a little bit of weather control. Although I think probably could have just been fine Weather Ball in there. I'm sure it's not stab, but it gives you a pretty good Weather Ball for the. Actually, you have a decent. Yeah, you don't have a great art. We see Dragonite Protect here. See Grimmsnarl light screen here, and then Weather Ball going into the Espathra. It's a really tough position. Now that Pelipper's... Okay, Pelipper's back and Pelipper's the fastest thing on the field. I still think the option is just... I think the answer is just luck, Weather Ball, and hope. Weather Ball might not be able to do enough. Dragonite? This is not a great position. Yeah, Charizard swapping out. That was always going to be the case. Archaudon coming back in. Archaudon is decently chipped here. We're going to see Parting Shot come out from Grimmsnarl. Again, this is... Weather Ball here is still doing a lot of damage. Alright. Dinelongi. Ooh, Dragonite walking into Hurricane and missing again. And here comes the Muddy Water. This should be enough to pick up the Charizard. Oh, it's not enough. Oh my. And we're hold for accuracy drops. No, oh, Charizard gets an accuracy drop. But now this is Pelipper's locked in to Muddy Water. Dragonite isn't doing a lot because it's just going to keep getting Parting Shot and potentially Spirit Broken and just take a bunch of damage to and not be able to break this. And because of the sun, Pelipper is not doing a lot of damage. It's not doing a lot of damage to the Archaudon anyways, just because we are fishing for accuracy drops, and it's not going to work, unfortunately. Because you have two Pokemon here that need to be accuracy dropped, and because of the sun, you don't have reliable accuracy with Hurricane. Hurricane is now down to 50% accuracy. You are flipping a coin every time you click Hurricane. We're going to see Dragon Pulse go into the Archaudon. It's not going to do a lot because the Light Screen end at -2 or at -1. We're going to see Muddy Water come out here. We're going to see some damage here. I think that was a good 2% into the Archaudon. But we're not going to, again, we're not going to see any accuracy drops. We've only seen one so far, and it was into a Charizard that went down to Poison immediately after. We're going to see Spirit Brick go into the Dragonite. Dragonite going down, so it is now up to Pelipper, who cannot break this at all. Ooh, and that critical hit that really wasn't necessary. Leftovers. Yeah. Tommy forfeiting there, giving the win to Joe. That was a couple of really good games. Well played from Joe. I'm sad we didn't get to see Tommy's team really work the way he wanted it to, and just see like the Lopunny. I really wanted to see the Lopunny just come on and do a bunch of damage and then probably go down instantly afterwards. And I did want to see like the Espathra Calm Mind do a lot of help. Or like do a lot of like really good setup, but unfortunately that was just not it. And we will be back really shortly. Where'd Pikachu go? Oh, and we will be back shortly, and I will see you soon.